what changed for you either in your surfing or your body during this week? So I'm not a good enough surfer to surf intuitively, so Kahea provided us with lots of insight into thinking about what you're doing, which was really helpful for me, because, I don't know, like just breaking it down, keeping it simple, compressing to create force, using that force to direct yourself into the place of the wave that you want to go to, and then redirecting, compressing, maintaining the force, and then just kind of repeating. And that was really helpful just to kind of keep my mind focused on things that are helpful and directive, instructional, but simple. And then next question, was there a moment this week where surfing clicked for you in the water or during training? So yeah, actually it was today. We've been doing foundation training all week, and there's a lot of hip hinging with foundation training. And it was kind of cool. I just was like popping up, and I noticed that I really hinged at my hip and my pop up with my lower back staying straight, which was different how I approach it before. And I didn't think of it when I was doing it. It just kind of happened. So I think it's starting to incorporate into my movement patterns, which was really cool. Instead of kind of like rounding and making, you know, a real complex movement out of pop up, the hip hinge just happened really naturally, and it felt really good because my front hip just tucked underneath me really easily as my hip kind of went back behind me. So that was really eye-opening, and I think that you know, like sitting and standing have also been kind of like the foundation training has been insightful to that, to kind of maintain those archetype forms when I'm doing those, you know, those positions. And yeah, I think foundation training helps a lot with compression too, because you're loading your hips the whole time and you're getting a feel of your hips, your glutes and everything, all those posterior muscles engaging. And to be able to know that I'm doing that with surfing is really helpful. How did training like foundation or XPT affect your surfing, recovery, or how you felt each day? So yeah, we were doing foundation every day, sometimes multiple times during the day, definitely before we surfed. Some foundation training where it felt like a workout. And yeah, when I was coming down here, I knew it was going to be a lot of traveling and sitting, and I was freaked out because that's kind of my nemesis as far as my body goes, like back pain and hip pain. And so I bought a bottle of ibuprofen, just going, okay, I'm just going to be gobbling these down here, and I haven't had one the whole time, which is crazy because we've been driving for quite a bit. The surf wasn't good out front, so we were checking out other spots and bumpy roads and like cramped, not cramped, but just bouncing around in a car. And so yeah, foundation training, there's something to it because I've been here for a week, surfing a lot and driving a ton, which usually would be kind of, taking a little bit of a toll. And yeah, not doing no pain meds. Feeling good about that. All right. If your friend asks why this surf camp was different from any other, what would you tell them? So yeah, I really like Kahea. I've never met him before, but I was definitely aware of him, and I knew that I had a strong feeling that I'd get along with him, just because like-mindedness, and he rips. And he has a lot of conviction, but he also is humble. And so yeah, what separates it really was just being able to hang with him. I really enjoyed his company. He's kind of like I call him the Hawaiian Yoda, just passing on these little bits of wisdom that he sees that you need, and it's just at the right time and kind of where you're at. Like first thing was like the biggest problem that I was working on, like really my shoulder was really out of whack when I was approaching turns. And then it was like timing and pacing, and so it was just like these little nuggets of information. The Hawaiian Yoda, it's the best thing about this trip. And what did this trip give you beyond just waves? So it was cool, always nice to meet new friends, and that love of surfing, and to keep that love, I want to be able to do it as long as I can. And I think this really helped working with Kahea. And I know he has that same goal in mind, just wants to be in the ocean, and he wants to surf as well as he's surfing now. And I would like to aspire to that. So The trip definitely gave me that, the knowledge to try and incorporate that. I know I have a long way to go, but I always am trying to improve, so it's, you know, it resonated with me a lot, and thank you.